Good afternoon, and welcome to Richard and Karl present Deep Space and Dragons. This is the third best podcast I've been on. I'm Richard.
I'm Karl, and I mean, I think this is the only podcast I've been on, aside from our other podcast that's, the same two people, so.
Wow, you can't even lie to kick it, huh? Like, you can't even be like, oh
No.
yeah, this is the best podcast? Boo.
Well, neither could you, because apparently you've been on many, many podcasts. You're like a podcast whore.
Ouch. For the record, I have not been on many podcasts. I mean, I am genetically predispositioned to go on podcasts. Not sure why. But, I will say, though, our Dagger Heart podcast is doing surprisingly well. And that was, like, the main shout I was doing. And then the other one's a mystery thing. Ooh.
Well, I like mysteries.
Good. It'll stay a mystery. Until you solve it. So, before we get into today's topic, what is new with you that won't send you to jail by legally admitting it on this podcast? Disclaimer. Deep Space and Dragons is a comedy podcast. Never take anything we say seriously. Do not take legal advice from Karl. Any Karl, really, unless they're qualified or accredited. Don't take advice from me about anything, really, unless I'm qualified and accredited in that field. And even then, a little dicey and I'm probably overcharging you.
Okay, so I have two pizza store anecdotes this week, actually.
Ooh.
Hmm?
Does it involve horse?
No. So we have this delivery driver, and his partner is from the Ukraine.
All right, we're going to call him Brokey for now.
Well, I mean, his name doesn't even really matter. What matters is that his partner brought this ring to Canada from the Ukraine. And for whatever reason, they're trying to sell this ring.
Throw that in a volcano, but continue.
Well, no, it's definitely not the one ring because it has a very large diamond. And they got it appraised, and the ring is worth like $7,500 because it's like $3,000 worth of gold and $4,000 worth of
Or
diamond.
like 1/37th of a Charizard.
Right. But he heard that I'm getting married. Surprise. I mean, I thought everybody in my workplace knew that already, but
I
guess
really hope
he has
there's
not heard yet.
posters. I really hope your like movie posters you did up are just hanging in your workplace.
That would be pretty funny. But he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, my wife is trying to sell this ring. We just got it appraised at this jewelry store. It's worth like $7,500, but I'd sell it to you for $2,500." I'm like, like okay, I'll go get my partner. She'll come and drop it off, and you can take it home and see if your fiance likes it. And it's like,
No.
I don't know.
You just say no. Just say no. You don't want a used second-hand refugee wedding ring if it means nothing to you. There's moments where that's a beautiful story. Someone's trying to hawk it to you is not a beautiful story.
But so then he's like, well, like this is an opportunity.
Besides, I thought you ordered your
and
rings off
sometimes
Temu.
This is an opportunity. So sometimes you just got to jump on an opportunity. But there's no pressure. Then like 10 minutes later, his wife shows up and it's like has this ring and they have like the paperwork and everything. I'm like, oh, okay, well, thanks. I'll take it home. Like,
No, you fool. Why? Why are you entertaining this? Just say no. Say no to drugs. Just the corrupts the crime doc teach you nothing.
I really should bring it back to him by now. But I was thinking, that would be extremely unethical. But if this ring, I mean, the paperwork says this worth over $7,000.
So I gave the disclaimer about we're not to do crimes because we're a comedy podcast. Please tell me you're not about to give me a lengthy anecdote about how you counterfeit this ring. How you took the diamond off this war refugee ring and replaced it with glass and returned it.
He might figure it out. I'm not sure. But no, I was thinking, like, I mean, I feel like I'm a trustworthy person. I'm glad that this guy trusts me with this expensive ring.
I'm gonna be real with you, Carl.
But-
You are incredibly emotionally trustworthy. I don't believe you would willingly betray anyone ever. I do think you'd be talked out of a ring for some magic beans.
I mean, that might be true.
And you would return with these magic beans that you sold this man's ring for, because these magic beans will fix their problems.
They just have to climb a beanstalk.
I kind of wish your name was Jack, because then I'd make a running bit that the Jack in all the fairy tales was you, and it kind of makes sense.
Well, I mean, maybe I just changed my name.
You would never.
Fair enough.
I love how you're just like, I've been defeated.
But I mean, obviously, I would never do this either, because this would definitely be emotional betrayal. But I was thinking, I was like, man, I'd like, if he sells it to me for $2,500, I wonder if I could pawn it for like $3,000 and make money off of it.
I don't even think that's an unethical life hack. I just think the situation is absurd. Because, like, a wedding in my brain is such a personal, emotional thing where I'm like, I feel like if you're getting a used ring, it needs to come from somewhere meaningful to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm a romantic, and I'm not looking at the logistics of these things. And being like, hey, if I get this discount ring off Temu, we can afford flowers. Like, I don't know the math here.
Well, so I showed it to my fiance, and she's like, oh, I hope you didn't spend that much money on a ring, because that's like more money than we spent on our entire wardrobe for the wedding.
Case in point.
And I was like, no, I'm just showing it to you because, I think it's kind of funny and weird.
I'm showing it to you because I said to some people at my coworker that I would show it to you, and now I have showed it to you.
And she's like, oh, well, good thing you didn't buy it. I would have said it was nice if you had bought it, but it's really kind of plain. Because it's just like a white gold ring with a single big-ass diamond in the middle.
Wait, which partner is the ring for? Because do you wear the diamond ring in this situation?
No, I'm pretty sure it's for the wife.
I thought like there's like a wedding band thing. I don't know these weird archaic rituals.
Oh yeah, no. So I mean, the ring with the diamond is for the woman of the relationship,
which can be whoever decides to be that day, because gender is a spectrum.
Right. And then there's a plain band that would be for the man of the relationship.
With who I am as a person, I can see myself wearing the diamond.
I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could both wear a diamond ring, or you could both wear a band.
The band actually seems, if we're talking pure logistics, the band's just the better choice. Because it's flat, it doesn't get stuck on things, and people live their life.
Well, see, this guy hasn't really asked anything about what our budget is or what we're doing for our wedding, but it's like, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, A, that ring is worth more than our entire wardrobe, and B, we were actually thinking about getting tungsten carbide rings because they're so much cheaper.
Yes!
You can get a pair of rings on Amazon, which is much more reputable than Temu, for $100.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the logistics I was talking about, those logistics are lovely. I know this is a hot take, but getting a wedding ring that can be easily replaced when you're Karl is probably strategically smart. Because that's ending up in someone's flatbread.
And the tungsten carbide rings are supposed to be pretty much indestructible, but
I think I got one of those as my grad ring thing I've been playing with. It's actually quite nice.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I digress.
Anyway,
I fully approve this message. I just want to give you support on this part, and I would have roasted you forever about your war crime ring. That time you stole a wedding ring from refugees who desperately needed the money and undercut them?
They undercut themselves because we're such good buddies because we work together.
Seems fake. Ring's actually that blue meth from Breaking Bad. Never trust something that opens with a 50% off discount.
But anyways, pizza store anecdote number 2. I just feel like complaining a little bit.
Yay!
I'm sure this has come up before, but I'm basically we have a loyalty program on our online website, and it's like every $100 you spend, you get like one of 4 coupons that kind of like cycle through.
Can I pause you for an absurd idea pitch, and then I'll let you go back?
Sure.
So, there exists a literary magazine called the Taco Bell Quarterly.
Okay.
They're a literary magazine that only accepts work inspired by Taco Bell. They put out an issue once a year, and they give out Taco Bell gift cards to people who submit their literature to it.
Okay.
I'm just saying it would not cost you much to set up a literary magazine for people to send pizza-themed short stories and anecdotes and things. And then your website would be incredibly more interesting if there was the TJ Pizzas Review, a literary magazine that gave out pizza coupons for submitting stories to it.
That would be pretty funny.
There's no reason you can't do that. Be a patron to the arts. I'm pretty sure the whole project is tax deductible.
Actually, so as a quick little side note, actually, this is not part of my story, but the other day my boss was like, "Hey, there's this Lance Armstrong fellow."
Yes.
Not the real Lance Armstrong.
I need to pause for a second. When someone opens with a sentence, "There's this Lance Armstrong fellow," I cannot fathom where the story is going.
Anyway, this fellow Lance. Apparently, he's been going to the other TJs and he has like $5,000 in gift cards that he's been using.
Seems sus.
And so my boss is like, "Hey, you want to check this name on our customer database to see whether or not he's ever ordered here?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." I find him. It's like, "Yeah, he hasn't ordered here since like 2019." And she's like, "Oh, well, I guess we didn't sell him those gift cards, so whatever."
I mean, my headcanon is that it is the Lance Armstrong, and someone gave him lifetime supply of gift cards because he went to the goddamn moon. The joke there being Neil Armstrong and Lance Armstrong are not the same person, but that's just such a mess up. Someone comes in, "I'm Lance Armstrong, the astronaut?" Sure. Here, have gift cards.
But anyways, the real story. Our loyalty program has the 4 coupons cycle through every $100 you spend, and one of them is a free medium pizza with 3 toppings each. With 3 toppings.
Yeah.
With your order, and you have to order $10 or more, but you get a free pizza. But
you're not even the
coupon,
first TJ's Pizza when I Google it.
This pizza coupon is a little bit unintuitive because you can't just like order a pepperoni pizza. You have to order a cheese pizza and then add the 3 toppings you want. So sometimes people they'll try to order and the coupon fails because they didn't order the cheese pizza, add the toppings. Or sometimes it'll fail because they order their cheese pizza, but they add more than 3 toppings. So I go to an order comes in, right, and I look at it and it's like, oh, they failed to add their coupon because they have 4 toppings. All right. So, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening to your pizza story. I also have pulled up the website to fact check you on your own words.
Wow. Okay. Good job.
Because I'm seeing here 1 reward point for every full $5 you spend online. Every time you earn 20 points, we'll email you a coupon for $10 off. Opportunities to earn extra discounts by referring your friends. A free small pizza on your birthday.
Nah. Well, maybe the free medium pizza is only for signing up. I don't know. We get a lot of them, so I kind of assumed it cycled through the rotation. But
anywho, please continue.
Point of the matter is that this person they had to order their $10 worth of stuff, so they order a bacon wedgie, which is $11.99 plus tax. 10 minutes for like 13 something. And I decide that I'm going to comp their pizza for them, even though they ordered too many toppings, and I was just going to tell them like, yeah, I did this customer service thing for you, but next time if you get this coupon, it's only 3 toppings the maximum. So
yeah,
make
You're
sure
welcome.
that you do it right. Right. It's a woman's name on the ticket, but a guy comes in to pick up the pizza. So I'm assuming he's the boyfriend or partner or whatever. And he's like, $13. I thought it was supposed to only be like 10. And I was like, well, the wedgie is $11.99 plus tax, so like I don't know where you got $10 from, but $13 is the total. He's like, okay, fine, whatever. So then like probably like 45 minutes later, the girl calls back and she's like, hey, were my wedgies old? I was like, no, they were made fresh. Are you sure? Because like they were cold. We had to put them in the microwave and they're real dry. It's like, well, I personally made your order. I remember your order specifically because of this coupon error. I explained to her the error. And I made your wedgies at the same time. Like I don't know why they would be old or cold because they're not, right? And she's like, oh, well, can we get them remade? I was like, yeah, for sure. I just don't understand how they would be that way, but yeah, we can remake them. She's like, actually, my boyfriend used to work for Jeff. Can we talk to Jeff?
Oh.
And I was like, well, he's not here. I can take your phone number, but he probably won't call you back. They're like, he won't call us back? Not over something like this.
So, you know what's funny about that is you've been at this pizzeria.
Like, well, I worked for them for like 20 years or something. And it's like,
that seems mathematically impossible because you've been there for 10.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'll take your phone number. And they're like, oh, it's fine. We'll just keep calling back till we get a hold of them. It's like,
wow.
Okay. But the point of the matter is, it's like, apparently then later, like, they asked me my name, and it's like, well, I'm Karl, I'm the manager. Like, you're going to call in, ask for a manager. Didn't know who you're talking to, I guess. But apparently they posted on What the Fuck YXE, which is a Facebook group, to complain about me and my attitude. It's like...
So I'm going to give you some math
here. I really wonder how often it actually works for people to invoke the name of an owner.
Never.
To try and
it's literally never worked. So I'm going to give you some mathematics here for you to see if this helps the situation.
Just 1 second here. Let's see.
Or you're just bad at headphones. We're experiencing some technical difficulty because Karl keeps rubbing his ears that contains his communication device. Please stand by. Do 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 do.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but today my earbuds are particularly slippery, and they just do not want to stay in my ears.
That's such a gross sentence. That is such an unsettling sentence.
It is very unsettling because it's like I'm just like talking, and then my earbud goes to like fall out, and I have to try and like adjust it so it doesn't fall out.
I would tell you to just pick up like a nice headset, but then I remember I don't pay you.
Yeah, in fact, I pay you through Patreon.
I mean, kinda, yeah. To be fair, we have a massive archive of episodes as a result of your donation to the arts. Someday I won't be a struggling student in like 6 years or so.
But okay, but so I mean, before I touch the side of my earbuds because they have touch controls, but
I was going to say I have some fun mathematics for you.
Okay.
So effective October 1st, 2025, Saskatchewan's minimum wage is $15.35 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That means if it did literally anything else other than calling you, they would make more money than the cost of that wedge. It is more economical and profitable for them to work any job instead of trying to get this discount. They would save more money that way. Literally any job.
Yeah.
And
one wedgie is worth less than an hour of work.
Yeah. And then to follow that up, asking to see a manager has never, like, calling me like I used to work there has never worked. Because no one wants an ex-worker trying to get free stuff off them, because you're an ex-worker. If they liked you, you'd be a current worker. And third, and this is important, so you've been at TJ's Pizza for like a Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time amount of time, like 7 years or so, right?
A while, yeah.
And then, when did TJ's Pizza open in Saskatoon?
1989.
All right. I do not think this man worked there 20 years. I don't think the math checks out that you would never have encountered or heard of them.
Well, I mean, no, the math does check out.
Wouldn't the dude be like 60?
He is apparently. So I asked my boss, and he apparently fellow is apparently the guy who invented our bacon double cheeseburger pizza. Which sounds like a bold claim because I'm pretty sure it was just stolen wholesale from the Family Pizzas menu. But
No, I'm pretty sure it's just an obvious pizza. So, you make pizzas based on the ingredients you have, right? Any pizzeria with ground beef, onions, and a dressing can just make that. Now, if they put diced pickle on it, that's wild and crazy person behavior. But, like, just ground beef, onions, yeah. And bacon, that's all you need for the pizza.
I'm just saying, I showed my boss this guy's phone number and name. He's like, oh yeah, that's the guy who invented this pizza.
I really thought this was going to be a rando.
I told him to fuck off.
Wait, so he still told him to fuck off, though?
No, Jeff never talked to him.
I will say,
I don't know
though,
if he actually called back or not, but
I'm just saying, if TJ's Pizza was tried to, like, do, like, a branding recall to, like, make them stand out more than being a generic corner pizza store, putting the artist name next to these pizzas would actually be, like, an interesting move. Like, if every pizza had, like it was, like, Karl's Turkey Cranberry Pizza. I'm just saying, you could add some humanity to things and start a literary magazine. That's all I'm saying.
And anyways, I absolutely hate it when people try to invoke my boss's name to try and scare me. And it's like, you obviously don't know him.
Because I can't even imagine that working. That'd be like someone be like, hey, I was friends with your boss Ebenezer. I am certain he'll give me a discount. And it's before Christmas.
I'd be like, well, call Ebenezer yourself then.
And see how that goes. I'm not saying your boss is cheap. Sips coffee, rolls eyes at camera. I mean, he's never wronged me in any way, so I should not throw shade at your boss. Yep. He also occasionally watches episodes, so if you're listening to this, you do a good job. But in all seriousness, though, oh man. I get a very different kind of complaint than you do now that I'm in a weirder field. So I don't get the I want to speak your manager. I get the most colorful excuses on earth. You'd be amazed how many grandparents die during exam season. You would be like, I was going over the math with one of my colleagues, and someone lost 5 grandparents one semester. Which is possible, but deeply tragic.
So, I mean, the grandparents died is a classic one. Have you ever had any students say that their dog ate their homework?
Unfortunately, no. Because we don't give them homework anymore because they're cheating bastards, every one of them.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, like, have you ever had someone say that their dog chewed on their laptop?
Yeah. I've had people be like, my laptop charger got destroyed by an animal, so I couldn't take notes in class. And then I said, quote, okay. And? Is there a request here? Like, the thing is, like, I'm actually a softie when I'm TAing because I'm not supposed to undermine the professor, but the professor is allowed to be strict, which means I'm allowed to be a softie, like, all things in balance, right? So I could be like to a student, oh, I can give you a copy of my notes from that lecture if you really want. And they're like, oh, thank you. And they're like, but don't tell the professor. And then I email the professor, yo, I gave this kid some notes. It's like, I like to do the like, oh, I'm not allowed to do this, but here you go. And then be like to the professor immediately afterwards, so I did this thing and said, ooh, but I'm not allowed to. Like, yeah, that's fine. See, as a TA, I'm supposed to be their friend and confidant. But also, I'm an employee and therefore follow a rigid structure of rules and procedures. But, like, yeah, we're not kidding where it's like, yeah, homework just kind of got phased out in the humanities because of Chappa. This last semester was brutal. Like, we're like handwritten, no devices. I don't know if I told you about it, but I was doing some test invigilation for some extra cash money. And The test invigilation crew are pretty intense people.
Okay.
And the thing is, it was a type of test that even if you had access to AI, it wouldn't have really helped you. Because it was read the passage in front of you and write a response. And it involved feelings and things, right? Like, if you could type out the question fast enough into your computer and it gave you an answer, it wouldn't really help you time-wise. It'd actually, like, eat too much of your clock for you to be able to really do the thing.
Right.
But this crew is so trained to expect cheating that our drill sergeant comes in and he's like, they will do everything in their power to cheat. Escort them to the bathroom. Only one may leave. Look for Google Glasses. Look for angles. Look for phones. Have them turn out their pockets before they go to the bathroom. Them jump up and down. Check between their legs for phones. I'm like, are you trying to, like, turn me into Drake here? Like, what the hell? This seems intensive. I remember at one point, I'm like, I am not looking at these students' thighs. You can do that. Have fun. But I am not gonna. That seems inappropriate. They are people. But it's just like...
That does seem pretty intense.
Yeah, but the thing is, everything they listed as a way people cheat is absolutely a way people have cheated. It won't be long before those assholes at Meta come out with Google contact lenses for cheating.
Ooh,
I love how there's
exciting.
no actual good... Like, I just simply cannot think of a situation other than cheating in school where you would need Meta glasses.
Yeah, I can't really think of any either.
Well, maybe, like...
They always show, like, the really cool, like, hey, Meta, record this. But, like, the glasses already have to be on and, like, running, and they only have, like a 2-hour, like, battery life, so they really just seem super impractical.
Also, just having a recording device concealed on your face feels like it'll be used by creeps.
Yeah.
Well, so here's some, like, uses for it that I think would be good, though. If, like, you had a hearing issue and it subtitled people, or, like, translations, like, there's cool things it could do. But money doesn't believe in supporting people. Like, capitalism's not going to be like, hey, we've noticed that you're hearing impaired, have a free set of Meta glasses to translate for you. I'm like, typically if you have hearing problems, you'd be like, cool, glasses aren't part of healthcare, so you can't afford to not also be blind. Like, glasses aren't free. Why are glasses not free?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Glasses should be free. Hearing aids should be free. Just hot take.
But so is that what's new with you there, Richard?
Not at all. I'm out of the semester. I've been doing fun stuff.
Oh, like what?
So, I have to write my big scholarly writing essay over the summer. I have a pretty decent head start on it, and I should be done by the end of the month, which gives me 3 months where I'm not really having schoolwork I have to do. So I had to do 120 hours of placement, which I did in that 2 weeks conference where I was training people how to make adventure novels. To make parser games. So I've already done all my, like, internship hours already.
Okay, wait. Just step back for a second. Parser games and choose your own adventure novels. How similar are they?
They're very different, but there's lots of overlap. You just triggered a special interest, and now you're stuck for 7 minutes, and I'm sorry. So, choose your own adventure novels are a manual application of the codex. By codex, I mean physical book. So, choose your own adventure is a brand name, kind of like Kleenex, but we use it to refer to any book where it says on it, your choices are based on which page you turn to.
Right.
So that's a choose your own adventure novel.
Yeah.
Things that are digital tools like Twine, or Storyloom, or Inky, or even the classic anime visual novel, follow a similar structure mechanically of we give you X number of choices and you click the hyperlink to go to that page. Like if I write my paper in Twine, which is available on my website, if anyone feels like looking at my most dry academic work, which is usually my better work, ironically, is I literally have an elaborate... Twine functions as an elaborate array of post-it notes that link together like they were pages of a book.
Okay.
So you could do things that aren't physically possible in a book, like perfect loops or things weave in, but most things you can do in Twine, you can also do in a physical book.
Okay.
Now, What I was teaching was Inform 7, parser games, which are the games where you have a command line like Zork and things that say, like, for example, inside the room is a chair, a desk, a wall clock, and a door. What would you like to do? And then you type in your specific verb that you would like to do, like take egg, and it'll be like, you have picked up the egg. This type of game cannot be emulated in a codex because you're dividing objects in space and interactions with them. The number of pages you turn would be infinite because you can type anything into the box. And you're basically setting up, some functions are built into the software, like it'll recognize objects are objects so they can be picked up and moved, food can be consumed. So if you say something like, on the desk is an egg can be consumed. If you type into the game, pick up egg, it knows an egg's a thing, so you can hold the egg. Consume egg, it'll say you have consumed the egg. So when programming these adventure games, you're basically creating a playroom of objects. And it's closer to how you would Mario Maker, where you're using text to define these objects where they are and what the spaces are. Where something like a Choose Your Own Adventure novel, or a Twine game, or a Renply visual novel are basically scripts, and the big things are changing location. A parser game is completely different because you're doing object work. So in parser, you could remake the entirety of Ocarina of Time in it. Does control via text command. If you tried to do that in Twine, you couldn't, because you can't account for all the player actions.
Right, yeah, okay.
I think that clocked in about 7 minutes or so. I can go much more in depth on these topics. I'm literally going to a conference at the end of the month to present Twine and Choose Your Own Adventure novels and the pedagogy of them. Like, literally, I am going to the Acute conference to do this. Shout out to any listeners who are going to the Acute conference for whatever reason. Seek me out, yo. I do actually hope we have some random English professors who listen to this podcast, because that's so funny.
That would be pretty funny.
But did I answer your question?
Yeah, you answered my question.
Alright, so to fold it back to what's new with me is, I taught Inform 7 games that were all my placement hours. And at the end of the month, I'm going to a conference to teach on Choose Your Own Adventure novels and Twine. I'm going to Montreal for a week, which is lovely, fancy luxe, never been. Taking the train.
Yeah. Just as a side note, apparently they sell horse meat in grocery stores in Montreal, so
they do.
To get some horse meat.
That is not on my to-do list. What is on my to-do list is to enjoy my business class ticket, look out the window while sipping occasional free drinks, and actually looking at the countryside between Toronto and Quebec. That's going to be delightful. I am super excited. But yeah, my conference, I got my placement hours done, I'm working on a big paper, I played through Azure Striker Gunvolt 1 and 2. So I haven't locked into getting projects done, because I have a novel on the go and I want to make a full Inform 7 adventure game. But I basically told myself I have till the end of May to finish all my schoolwork related stuff off, which is this one big paper. Then in June, I got a writing contract of sorts with the school that I work on over July and August, and then in September I start my PhD.
How exciting.
My life's awesome. These fools, these absolute lunatics, are pitching towards my expenses for me to go talk about Choose Your Own Adventure novels. They are giving me real Canadian dollars to talk about Zork and parser games and teach people how to make them. Are they crazy? I would do that for free. Idiots. If you were like, hey, you should teach me how to make these, I have 2 days booked off, I would absolutely do that for free. It would be awesome. I should actually put some of those up on my website at some point, because I made a few writing samples and things. Games? Oh yeah. But the problem is that because I'm using them for school projects and things, the copyright area is gray. Basically, if they pay me, I don't get it and give that away to other people for free.
I see.
Well, I don't get to give it publish it for free. I can slide copies to people. But yeah, so let's see, anything else? Oh, I went to a jazz concert on the weekend.
Ooh. Did you actually recognize any of the artists?
Huh?
Did you actually recognize any of the artists?
Oh no, this was like at a local community center, and it was like a local jazz band that was doing like jazz about civil rights fights.
Huh.
Yeah, it was as indie gets, and everyone in the venue was like 60 plus, and it was so nice. So, here's a hot take of hot takes. I don't love concerts, and I blame my various neurodivergencies and deafness and things. Too loud, too chaos, too easy for me to die. Now, a concert for old people, reasonable volume, small vendor, dark and stormy in my hand, people passionately jazzing about issues. That was lovely. I had a great time. Everything was reasonable, including the price, which was nothing. It was great. Hashtag support the local arts, which I think you have in Saskatchewan, local arts, I'm not sure.
Yes, me too.
But with that out of the way, shall we get into today's topic? 40 minutes in after I've monologued about... It was me. I did the monologue this week. I acknowledge that. Alright, so this week we're talking about magic circles. So,
okay.
I'm going to open up and
first,
then...
Okay, well, yeah, you can open.
Alright, so the magic circle.
Well, let's see what you got to say.
So the first thing I'm going to talk about is... So historically, a lot of magic circles come from like old alchemic diagrams of this represents this represents that, some sort of spiritual this and that. But really, medias will use it in three ways. The first is they'll invent an entire magic system and the circle will actually mean something. Second, the circle will be like a category, and it'll be one of their toolkits. Like, oh, this spell uses a circle, this spell uses words, this spell uses the blood of a griffin or what have you. And then the third is the FFX teams on your anime or video game will just add in cool looking circles that mean and do nothing, but they look aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
For this one, we're going to focus mostly on the first two, but I do have a couple mini monologues about non-interesting uses of magic circles. But I want to start with a weird random question. What media property did you see that first had a magic circle? Be a game, show, card game. What is the first magic circle you recall?
Well, okay. The first magic circle I recall, I mean, they can't be the first magic circle I've seen, but like Fullmetal Alchemist is like, that's one of the
oh yeah, that is going to be one of our deep dives today for sure. Because after taking a college level course on alchemy, I can say with confidence the magic circles in Fullmetal Alchemist are correctly designed. Like, they are historically accurate. Every circle she drew actually used the correct arrangements and placements in the manga to be a legitimate alchemic circle that was supposed to do the things the circle indicated. Crazy.
But so I don't know if you would count this as a magic circle or not. But there's this movie. I believe it's called The Skeleton Key. Anyway, the movie is about this. I forget what she's doing. And she like becomes a nanny at this house or something.
A nurse who becomes a hospice worker.
And then as she's working this house, creepy stuff starts happening. She starts to believe that there's like, well, she's like, she's working in this person's house. So finally, it's actually like to like take over. And the climax of the movie stuff so much that she like draws a circle of salt around herself to stop the witches from being able to get to her. And they're like, oh well, we can't get to you because you're in your circle of salt. But then he said, you can't leave either. And then they do their evil thing and steal her body.
Well, what's funny is the circle of salt is a very common one. Like Supernatural has it. I feel like the circle of salt goes in that second category of there's magic in this world and the circle is a toolkit. I think the first magic circle I saw in
Yeah, that,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
that definitely makes
Oh,
sense.
there seems to be some lag in the call. Testing,
No, you
testing.
go ahead.
Alright, I think the first magic circle
Go
I
ahead.
saw was in literally the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, the card magic circle. For like, that comes to mind obviously. But Sailor Moon definitely had like the aesthetically thrown in randomly that meant nothing magic circles in the special attack animations. And Card Captors also had like magic circles on the book that released the cards, but the magic circle itself means nothing, definitely aesthetics. But I think at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show they're literally like, I use magic circle, which traps you in a magic circle.
Yeah, I mean, the magic circles in Yu-Gi-Oh! Were probably more along the line of the aesthetics rather than actual tools or anything.
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was an
but,
interesting
like,
one though, because
yeah.
it was like, the magic circles on the trading cards were shenanigans. But like, they had like a full season where there's like, this is a Cerevory Calcos, and it makes a magic circle on the battlefield, and it shrinks and captures your soul, and I'm like, that one felt like the circle did something at least. Where like, I'm just trying. But I'm gonna pass the bike back to you because there's definitely magic circle things you want to talk about.
Well, okay. So my first question for you is, I feel like I kind of know where this is going to go, but would you consider like magic circles for energy costs in trading card games to be magic circles? Like, for example, Magic has its mana symbols, or Pokemon has the energy symbols, where it's a circle and then the inscribed symbol in the circle has various meanings throughout the game.
So here's my hot takes about this one. Magic, yes. Pokemon, no. And here's why.
Okay.
In Magic, the idea is you're channeling energy from the land into an object. And Magic likes to throw around words like ley lines and mana and terminology. But there's definitely objects in Magic where it's like, hey, I'm going to tap this land to do a thing. If you told me that every time you tapped a land, it was because someone was drawing a magic circle or a magic circle appeared whenever you tapped the land, I'd buy it. The idea of using a circle to capture the energy of the land to do a phenomenon. And if someone told me whenever you summon something in Magic, they came out of a circle. Like, Magic the Gathering, not Magic the Fortnite that's become, but like if you tried seriously to make like a Magic the Gathering manga or anime series, I would agree with you that like the mana symbols could be magic circles. Like they could easily be visually represented by that. It'd probably be nicer that way. Pokemon, no. Because Pokemon energy simply represents power points in the original concept.
Right.
So those circles aren't magic circles, they're batteries. They're basic. In my brain, it's like, yeah. Also, they're not circles, they're balls, because everything in Pokemon goes in a sphere.
Fair enough.
Now, the runes in a hit card game, Riftbound, I've been playing a lot of with my brother based on League of Legends. Great game. Plays kind of like Commander, but they did the thing where it's first to 10 points instead of losing life, so the game ends when someone wins. Really like this Riftbound card game. Unrelated, full episode, we're on the topic. But they have their mana deck is separate from their main deck, and they're called runes.
Okay.
Those are definitely magic circles. They're literally runes. Also, for context, I say magic circle under the assumption that they're circles because a couple recent shows come to mind. I think I'm really talking about runes, and a circle is a type of rune, because I don't think it being a circle is the important part. It being a structured, physically written indication of magic power for energy to flow is the point of this topic.
Yeah.
We're like...
I read a manhwa on Webtoon. It's called The Academy's Undercover Professor.
Man,
it's kind of a ridiculous premise.
Feels like it's swiping my idea for a novel, but mine has more apathy.
No, it's kind of a ridiculous premise because the main character, he's like some sort of he's a fallen prince of some sort, and he's hiding his identity so people don't try and murder him. But he's going around trying to collect these artifacts for some reason. and he's on a train. The train gets attacked by terrorists, and the person he's in the train car with ends up dying to the terrorists.
Yeah.
So then he just assumes that guy's identity, and that guy was a new professor at this academy. Um, and then it turns out that that guy was also a part of a shadowy organization, so now he's trying to pretend to be a professor at academy who's also part of this shadowy organization. People who don't actually know each other's faces and names and stuff. But they use a lot of magic circles to cast their spells. And in one scene in particular, he says, actually, for any music nerds out there, there's something called a Babbitt Square, which is kind of like arrange your notes into a square, and it's like a palindrome where going down one way is the same as going up the other way. Anyway, he essentially makes a Babbitt Square instead of using a circle, and he's like, hey, so actually, you guys you don't have to use circles, you just have to use the geometric shapes to channel the energy. And so when you look up the TV tropes, that instead of calling it magic circles, they actually they do I think it was like magic geometry or magic geometric shapes or something like that. It's the actual trope.
Geometric magic. I also looked it up.
Well, I looked it up the other day. I'm right now. I'm looking at the Wikipedia article on magic circles, which talks about real world examples, but we'll get there.
So, when it comes to things that did magic circles very well, one that did it extremely well was the animated series The Owl House, where the premise was
okay.
There was a human girl ecosized herself to Crazy Witchland.
Okay.
And in Crazy Witchland, people have innate magic by a bile sac attached to their heart. Protagonists did not have innate magic, but they learned how to draw magic glyphs. And there was only 5 magic glyphs, but by combining them in different combinations, you could get different spells.
Mm-hmm.
And it was definitely you could literally look up the different combinations for the glyphs to figure out what creates what effect out of the 5 combinations of magic. And it came down to them experimenting, chaining them together, and doing things with the main power system. And the only people who used the main, used the glyph power system were the main villain and the protagonist, because everyone else had innate magic.
Ah.
And it does a really good job of using the magic circles basically as executable code.
Mm.
And that's probably one of the better examples I've seen of the magic circles being this is we use a series of glyph magic to create specific effects. I think it was for example, ice plus light made you invisible kind of things. And the villain's if you combine these 30, you can teleport.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm gonna throw the mic back to you about magic circles.
Well, okay, so have you seen or read Magic Witch Atelier?
Yes, because it's beautiful. I've been watching it, so I haven't been reading it because I'm oh, this is real good. I'm gonna not spoil myself. One of those days. So
okay.
I'm gonna make a blanket statement here. 2026 is the best year for anime in all time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in May, right? And we've already had Frieren, Fate Strange Fake, and Sentenced to be a Hero. And JoJo's. That was last half season. This half season we have Witch Hat Atelier. There's a new Digimon running that's actually been pretty good. And stuff I haven't actually looked into really what's going this season, but there's a lot. We're also slated to get new Bleach, new Dragon Ball, new JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, new Fist of the North Star, Daemons of the Shadow Realm, which is the new Fullmetal Alchemist writers manga.
Huh.
That was the thing that's airing right now, and I'm this is just an absurd season for anime.
So I will say,
crazy year.
I will say, in general, anime studios seem to have really stepped up their animation quality.
I blame. Oh yeah, JJK was last semester. I hear people care about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, regardless of the story, it was beautifully animated.
They did do a
sure.
full episode that was just a Kill Bill homage.
Like, it, that's the thing is animation quality for anime seems to. I don't know what exactly has enabled this.
I think it's
shift
just
in
an arms
animation
race.
quality. but you look back at Dragon Ball Super, and if you weren't watching the Blu-ray, oh man, some of those frames were.
Well, they're actually re-releasing.
So
So there's new Dragon Ball Super coming out, but they're starting by Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball Super, and reanimating the grossness. So like they're like, we're releasing Dragon Ball Super. Do you want to watch the Beerus saga and have it only be 7 episodes? I'm like, yes, please. That'd be great. So you're gonna cut all the filler from Dragon Ball Super, which you originally added to Dragon. You started with a movie, you added filler, and now you're removing the filler. That's a process. That's like literally going and getting breast implants, then breast reduction surgery, but keeping the implants, but surgically removing the breast part. Like, that's crazy. Not the best analogy, but you see where I'm going with that.
But so I'm just watching anime in general right now. It's a visual treat.
Oh yeah, which is
has
funny
been
because
for
like
quite a while.
Invincible's going right now and getting ragged on for being mid, and I'm like, any other year, people are like, man, Invincible's awesome, and I'm like, Invincible is awesome. Tragically, we got shows out here making it look mediocre art-wise, and I'm like, it doesn't deserve to be that compared to Western animation is doing really well, but JJK's a thing, and I'm sorry.
But
Which
had Atelier. Personally, I thought Atelier was a name, which I mean it's just a fancy French word for workshop. But
I see how you got there, and that's really funny to me.
yeah. Anyways, but more to the point, like I said, it's actually a pretty good example of magic circles, and it's one of the few examples where they do actually bother to somewhat explain the magic circle system in general, because like these are the glyphs, and you combine them with these.
And the bigger the circle, the more oomph. The messier the circle, the worse. Like, it was circle-tastic.
Yeah.
It's the reason we're doing circles this week.
It's pretty nice in that way, because a lot of series, especially the ones that use it for visual aesthetic, just don't really bother explaining it at all.
Oh, I'm going to give the exact opposite of Witch Hat Atelier as an example. So, in hit anime series Fairy Tail, in the animated version, they added spell circles to all the attack animations, and the manga never had them. And then they started a new season. Like, they switched from being weekly to seasonal.
Okay.
Because I think they're one of the first anime I watched literally do that, where it's like, oh, we're doing every week. It's like, actually, we're switching to seasonal now because we need our animators to rest. And when they did the switch to seasonal, they removed the magic circles because they weren't in the manga, and the fans booed them. They got hate mail, be like, no. The anime's better with magic circles arbitrarily added for no reason. They add something of value we appreciate. And it's really funny to me because it's hilarious. Like, there's a couple magic circles in Fairy Tail, like the village, like, oh, this giant clock robot's drawing a giant magic circle and it explodes you. But the magic system in Fairy Tail is literally powered by friendship and bullshit. And is so inconsistent that I, like, approve of it, weirdly. It's like how Dragon Ball Z is so abstract with how its martial arts works that they can get away with their shenanigans.
Right.
But you can tell your magic circles aren't integral to the plot if you can just remove them to be more accurate, and then people get mad because they were cool.
But anyway, so the actual reason I wanted to talk about magic circles was because Magic Witch Hat Atelier, I really like. Firstly, they have this plot thread, the Knights Morales, and the forbidden magic. There's a few categories of forbidden magic, but one of the forbidden magics is anything cast directly upon the human body, with the only exception being magic that lets you erase someone's memories. But wouldn't you know it, the Knights Morales are the ones who determine whose memories get erased. And
that is
so
suspicious as hell, which is fascinating.
Yeah, except for it's just because then we have the brim caps, and they are they are very clearly suspicious and evil and whatever. Uh, but then they have this little thing with like, oh, Coco, you're our only hope, and it's like, is it too obvious that the brim caps are actually some sort of rebellion against an oppressive force?
So I think they've, so far from what I've seen, because I've just been watching it, right? I think this is being written with a subtle enough hand that it's going to actually be shades of gray, and both sides are going to have fair points. Like, I think it's going to be more, like, I feel like the obvious twist is going to happen, but it's going to happen subtly. Does that make sense? Sometimes there's like, let's take Fullmetal Alchemist. It was obvious that Amestris was evil. But what made it complex was they couldn't just bomb Amestris because their friends and loved ones would get in. Like, it was complex.
Yeah.
Like, Fuhrer King Bradley's name was Fuhrer King Bradley. There's no way Fuhrer King Bradley's a good dude. But that doesn't make the obvious twist not enthralling, because there's elements to the twist that caught you off guard, like, oh, his son's a horrifying shadow monster. Like,
yeah.
Also, Queefree is just sexier Gojo. Which is a difficult thing to be.
So that actually brings up my next question.
How is he sexier? It's the British accent.
No, I mean, that's obvious. But, so, Queefree, he makes a comment about how if Coco's memory should be erased, then so should his, right? And then, his one eye is always covered. The one lens on his glasses has a black lens instead of a clear lens.
Yeah, he's Fuhrer King Bradley.
There's a 99% chance that the brim caps inscribe some sort of glyph onto his eye.
There is a 100% chance there's a glyph on his eye.
100% chance there's a glyph on his eye, and I am like 99% sure it was put there by the brim caps, because that's what his obsession with the brim caps is all about.
I think he's just going to bust out a Sharingan, or it's going to be Fuhrer King Bradley. I am 99% sure the magic symbol on his eye he put there as a last minute fuck you.
He put it there.
Oh, yeah. And there's a 90% chance, based on the fact he's a silver-haired anime character with an eye covered, that eye lets him read magic circles.
Yeah.
Given that he is a Kakashi, a Gojo, a Zwen from Black Cat, like, if you're a silverish haired anime character with a covered eye, that eye either lets you see the future, see object movement, or see the magic system. I will be aghast if it doesn't do that.
Not all eye powers are magic circles. For example, Superman's heat vision is some sort of biological function.
Yes, but Reiner Lude's Alpha Stigma is 100% a magic circle.
Okay, so you would agree that in most scenarios, the eyeball powers are rooted in magic circles.
I'm gonna break it down for you. Break it down now. As I mentioned at the start of the episode, 3 kinds of magic circles. A circle and the symbology in the circle does a thing. A circle that's as a toolkit as part of spells, and a circle that's just aesthetically pleasing but means nothing. In Naruto, there are magic circles outright. Summoning circles, barriers, anything they draw and then slam their hand on. Like, I would even go as argue, because I'm saying circles are more rune magic. Naruto has rune magic. That's just objectively true.
Right, yeah.
The Sharingan,
that's fair.
And what pisses me off about the Sharingan, is it's not rune magic, it's bullshit.
It's some sort of cross between biological and magic?
Well, the thing is, the powers the Sharingan has are like, oh, it can see chakra. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Oh, they have different symbols on them. Okay. Oh, I look at someone and it lights them on fire. Why, though? You told me I have to use a combination of hand signs, chakra manipulation, element translation, etc., etc. You missed the part where you're like the symbols on the eye convert the chakra into fire or something. You didn't give me that part. They just work because reasons.
Yeah, okay.
Sasano makes literally no sense. So they forgot to give the Sharingan a reason for why it works. So Sharingans are bullshit.
But
Now,
yeah, and like it gets more and more bullshit the further along you go. Like the Kamui, it's like, why does the eyeball that puts you on fire also teleport you between dimensions?
and it could be fixed if they like bother to integrate it, because it's like if they literally said, "Oh, the symbol, you put chakra through the symbol on the eye and it does a thing," but they never actually quite got there. Now, the magic symbols, however, this is a hot take. King Bradley's magic eye isn't quite glyph magic, but it is glyph magic, but not in the way that would make. It's not the glyph on the eye that makes it magic. So they have a circle that breaks humans down to energy.
Yeah.
They turn that energy into a rock, and they inject that rock into King Bradley. King Bradley's magic eye is absolutely glyph magic, but there's no glyphs on King Bradley.
So the actual glyph on his eye is
Decorative.
more aesthetic.
Yeah, so he has an aesthetic glyph on his eye, but glyph magic completely powers the homunculuses. And technically the entire city has a glyph under it too. So like Fullmetal Alchemist is peak glyph magic. But I'm going to say Naruto, it's in the toolkit. The glyphs themselves, the symbols written on them, actually have meaning and does something. Naruto, yes. Shippuden, it gets a little dicey.
Oh?
Well, it's like in Naruto, the hand signs, the chakra manipulation, the symbolology, the touching the symbol, the cutting your finger for blood to touch a symbol to summon a frog. That was like a hard magic system, right? Like, I fully understood.
Right.
I didn't know what the symbols on the frog summoning circle meant, but I was on board that you used a summoning circle to summon a frog. That conceptually made sense.
Right.
But then, later, it just stops making sense because people just have innate powers.
Right.
Because Naruto and Sasuke were given innate powers by Jesus that do random bullshit. Yet, like, we go to the Pain arc and he's like, oh, the power of my eyes is all our eyes are linked together and I stab myself with rods to Wi-Fi my powers. I'm like, this still feels like a hard magic system. But, like, the longer the series went, the less it functioned as a hard magic system and the more it turned into a soft magic system.
Well, I mean, part of the problem with systems in general is power scaling.
Oh yeah.
Because once you set a hard limit, if you like, in most cases, people just push beyond it, just for the drama of the moment. But it's like it's so hard to maintain that hard magic system with the limitations. That a lot of long-running series.
Unless you're Fullmetal Alchemist. Because I want to be perfectly clear. Fullmetal Alchemist nailed it. Because for a hard magic system to be like, and now I eat God, and you're like, yeah, that tracks. The amount of setup and foreshadowing that's required for a character to eat God and your reaction to be like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, like you say, that's part of the complexity of the writing, where it's like, yeah, the Empire was clearly evil, but at the same time, they couldn't just burn it down because their friends and family lived there. And then also, like, the idea that he built the entire empire to build a giant transmutation circle.
Right? And, like, the thing is, humans aren't that smart. It's really easiest for us to go, bigger circle does bigger magic. And he made biggest circle does biggest magic. No one had any problem with the logic of, oh, it turns out if you sacrifice 2 billion people, it does things. It's like, no, I need an even bigger circle, so I used the moon. Moon biggest circle. And I'm like, moon biggest circle.
Yeah.
That's just, it sounds so basic, but it's so brilliant. Moon biggest circle, I use shadow of moon to make biggest circle.
Yeah.
But I digress. So, Witch at Atelier. I find it interesting how it's And Fullmetal Alchemist was good for this too. It's not all punchy.
Right.
But you know what I love? 2 half magic circles overlapping to create jet boots.
No, Richard and Atelier definitely has some very cool stuff. But I do also kind of wonder specifically about Magic Quintet, and I wonder if you've seen this in other situations where it's like there's a divide between the witches and the normal people, and maybe we'll get more of normal society going forward. But right now, it's like there must be a society of normal people, but like where, how, and why?
Where, how, and why are the normal people?
Yeah. Like it just we just basically haven't seen them. They're like, oh, there's going to be lots of normal people on this dangerous mission. There was like 5 people that they rescued from the cart in the water.
Well, that's interesting, and I'm not really sure where to go with that one. Because I do think, like...
Nothing to do with magic circles, but...
Well, Fullmetal... How can I put this? X-Men has this problem more than any series, I think. Where it's like, your cool characters that are mathematically the minority get more screen time so they don't feel like they're as special.
Right.
Actually, Gundam is the example I'm going to use for this. So in Gundam, new types are supposed to be super rare, right? But because...
Wait, just as a one quick side note, does Gundam overlay magic circles on their new type powers, or is it more like a little lightning bolt kind of thing?
Depends on the series. It's a lightning bolt in original ones, but in Gundam Seed they have like the...
Anyways, go on with your point about the minorities.
I'm just trying to figure out if Gundam has any magic circles quickly. Witch from Mercury, kind of, but I cannot bother to explain that right now. But I'm going to say Gundam Witch from Mercury does in fact have magic circles.
What about Gundam 00? Did the aliens use magic circles?
No, but Double Gundam did. Wait, no, the aliens totally did, like, teleporty circle things. Can't get into it right now. Gundam 00 straight up had magic in it, let's be honest. They used the word quantum, but it was magic. What I was going to say is, because all the normal people in Gundam die all the time, and the only characters who live are new types, you end up being like, how are these extremely rare new types the only people we interact with? They make up 90% of the plot. And a lot of shows have that problem where it's like, because screen time goes to the special people, and you're like, the show's saying they're a minority, but I'm looking at like 500 named X-Men and 1 named non-X-Men. I'm looking at 1 million new types and no regular people. That's because you actually have to remember to create characters who are regular people and insert them into your story, and no one wants to do that because they're boring. Like in Invincible, for example, Invincible's mom, Debbie, starts dating Paul, and Paul is just a dude.
Okay.
Paul is my favorite character. He's just a dude. He's a real estate agent. He's just dating the main character's mom, being like, oh, you guys are doing all your superpower stuff. I make decent spaghetti.
Yeah, okay.
But you do have to occasionally write just a dude. Star Wars is the worst for this shit, where every character we see is somehow a direct acquaintance of Luke Skywalker in a galaxy.
Right. And these Jedi and Sith that are incredibly rare are just like everywhere.
Yeah, because that's the cooler thing to draw. So to answer your question, I do believe there's tons of regular people in Witch and Atelier that get very little screen time because they're regular people, therefore boring.
True enough.
Mathematically, there should be like 10,000 people to each witch. That's just how numbers work. It's kind of like mutants don't even feel like a minority in X-Men. It's like they also outnumber the humans, so what are we doing? Weirdly enough, The Boys is a funny show for that too, where it's like, we have normal humans to get to soup. It's like, you're on season 5 and you've given everybody superpowers.
Yeah.
Yep.
The superpowers are more interesting, I guess.
Well, they're more fun to draw, for sure. Like, if you're drawing a manga, you're not just gonna, like, make sure every chapter follows the day in the life of Springfield of 20 regular characters for balance. Naruto had that problem the most, actually. Wait a minute. Where's the normal people in Naruto? Everyone's a ninja. Literally everybody.
Yeah, there definitely are no ninjas or no non-ninjas, or at the very least, like the guy running the ramen shop might be a normal dude,
No,
but
he's a
like
retired ninja.
he's also probably he's probably a retired ninja.
People are pretty sure he was on Naruto Dad's squad as one of the 3 on that squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's like the cabbage merchant where everyone just wants the ramen guy to be some kind of badass because that's funny.
Mm.
Yep. Avatar did that too. Like, everyone was a bender. And they're like, wait, is it just actually you're less likely to not have superpowers in this world? Because it just feels like you're more likely to have superpowers than not.
Well, yeah, the cabbage guy is like almost the only normal guy, and he's just actually a recurring joke.
And Sokka.
Oh yeah, Sokka too.
But back to the topic of...
for Avatar. Does Avatar have magic circles?
No! I thought it might. I looked it up. No. Jackie Chan Adventures does, which is objectively the better of the 2 shows.
Objectively.
That is the most controversial thing I've ever said.
I think it depends on what season you're watching, but all of Jackie Chan Adventures is definitely better than Legend of Korra, that's for sure.
But Jackie Chan Adventures is absolutely in the second tier of we have magic circles and they're part of the toolkit and they specifically do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the blowfish is probably the most used magical tool. But like, yeah, like even though they're not just aesthetic in Jackie Chan Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
They are just aesthetic in Bleach. Sometimes they'll go to cast a spell and there'll just be a magic circle behind it for no particular reason.
Okay. So now, actually, I have a more abstract question for you.
Yes.
I'm just gonna pull out my little
abstract that beach.
I just gotta pull up the screenshot I took the other day.
I love the idea that you took notes for this.
No,
also,
we
didn't go too...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think we went into too much detail of how the magic system works in Witch Atelier, but it's absolutely magic runes, magic ink, and what's in the circle, the size of the circle, how it's drawn, directly impacts the magic, and I fully believe this person has a massive binder next to their desk where they've written all the rules and glyphs for how their magic system works.
Okay, so this was an excerpt from something I found on Reddit, which was the only... I don't know how to search for what I was looking for, but similar to martial arts cultivation, magic in medieval Europe-themed fantasy, which is mana-based, also advances through levels generated from first circle, beginner, to the 10th circle, demigod/god. Basically, it's the evolution process of mage. You build rings of pure mana around your heart. With the addition to each ring, your strength grows, and can use stronger, higher, more complex spells. You don't use the mana in the environment directly. You first absorb it and find it to your body and store it around your heart. It's like an indicator of your progress. Now, I feel like I've heard this phrase numerous times. That nth circle mage.
Yep.
This is the first time specifically I've heard about forming rings of mana around your heart.
Crowley, New Age Media, read his novels. That's where he explains this concept. It's shenanigans. It is a person who wrote up how they thought medieval magic worked in their New Age magic book, and then everyone ripped off that concept. You'll even see the character Aleister Crowley in a lot of things that have magicians for this exact reason.
Huh. Okay, I mean, so I don't know.
So as a modern alchemist taking notes from old alchemic notes and trying to like put them together into a book, and then sold it as nonfiction instead of fiction for some reason.
Okay. Well,
it was like an early Scientology situation.
This person who made this post asking to explain the heart magic circles, I couldn't find that information for some reason, and none of the people in this Reddit post seemed to actually realize that was the reference being made.
Yeah, because they didn't open a book.
My abstract question is, would you consider these circles of magic to be like levels of magic being described as circles? Would you consider those magic circles?
Yes, but it's also a bastardization of a different concept. So if we look at early D&D, they also called them magic circles, and a lot of games will word them as that. Like, that's where we get like first level, second level, third level spells. So, like, conceptually, but it is just a bastardization of the chakras in the body. They looked at this cool Eastern concept and went, yeah, let's make it more boring and British. Because, like, you look at the chakra points and how they, like, showed them in Naruto, which is weirdly close, or how they showed them in Avatar, of, like, each of these gates allow you to connect to the universe. Like, that's, like, the actual philosophy. And this is clearly just a Temu version of that.
The Temu version?
Because instead of having points throughout your body and it being about self-awakening, they put them all in the heart and made them circles around the heart. But you can see how it's just a bastardization of that concept, right?
Yeah.
But I do count it. If you're making, like, an internal magic circle, but it definitely goes into that, like, it's more likely to show up in a toolkit-based system, like, if we look at Legend of the Legendary Heroes. Every spell had, like, either a chant or a ritual or a circle or what have you. And his magic eyes didn't bug me at all, because they were magic gems in his eyes that projected circles that scan things. Tracks completely.
Right. Yeah.
And it was the idea that, like, oh, yes, some magic, you draw circles and that's how you make the magic. And these circles scan magic. 10 out of 10, I'm bored. If you're like, oh, I have magic circles in my heart. Sure. It's just, I would count those as magic circles, but I do not think they'd be in a magic circle-based power system. Because it's like, oh, here's my conceptual circle. I'm like, yeah, but unless you, the author, tell me what the hell's drawn in this object physically, it does not count as a hard magic system.
I have been also reading this series on Webtoon. It's called the Runebound Professor.
How's that different from the other one? I swear you said the same name in different orders.
No, the first one was the Academy's Undercover Professor.
I stand by what I said.
And that one was is completely 100% just a power fantasy.
That's right.
I enjoy it, but it's a power fantasy. This one is kind of a power fantasy, but a little bit less so because the character's not completely overpowered, but more to the point. You in this magic system, you can draw a glyph on a special piece of paper, and then you absorb that glyph into your soul.
Sure, that feels like it goes in the first category. I'm fine with that. I'm sure I'd rip that manga to pieces, but I'm fine with that conceptually.
Yeah, well, I mean, personally, I think it's pretty cool, because then, like,
I think you just cut out again because you can't afford
internet. You're the glyphs in your soul, you combine them, or I can afford internet, $30.
Alright, so it started reconnecting, and I heard Glyph Soul. Glyph Soul. Actually, that's a pretty great name for a metal band.
Glyph Soul? But yeah, so you can put the glyphs into your soul, and then you, like, combine them and break them apart to try and form new, more powerful glyphs. And the more powerful glyphs you have, the bigger your soul is. And if you try and use glyphs that are too big for your soul, then you'll end up damaging your soul and could potentially die. And it's pretty interesting.
Johnny Everyman has infinite storage space.
No, he does not have infinite storage space. Like I said, he's not an overpowered character. Although he did get... Well, part of the reason he's not overpowered is because he doesn't actually even understand the system completely, because he was reincarnated into this world. But that's... I dislike the flavor of Ikusai, but I do find some interesting concepts in the variety of Ikusais that I have read.
Just commit to making a setting. It's not that hard. Do the thing you're going to do, and don't put someone get hit by a truck and wake up here. That's it. That's all you have to do.
No.
Oh, Sentence to Be a Hero straight up uses glyph magic. Straight up. Solid magic system. Everything follows that rule nearly flawlessly. No issues. The circles draw power from your body in the sunlight to charge up. The shape and formation of the circles says different things. Pew magic laser. I haven't quite figured out how goddess magic works, but I feel like I have faith that part will also be explained because everything else has been explained. Like, he's like, oh, I have a glyph on my body that I use to make swords explode. Sure. I can believe it. It seems legit.
Yeah?
Also, Says to Be a Hero is just great, and I loved it. But yeah, straight up use glyph magic well. Like, at one point you see him literally carving glyphs into shovels, so you can hit people with shovels harder. It's great.
Wow. Okay, but so to shift paces a little bit.
Never.
According to Wikipedia, we love Wikipedia.
So
Judaism.
I did actually have a student essay come in that the citation was just Wikipedia. Click the link that Wikipedia cites and use that as your citation. Come on, guys. Come on. You just had to go one step further and you would have got away with it.
Apparently, Jewish customs. I wouldn't have expected it, but apparently in Judaism, they use magic circles for birthing protections.
I feel like I kind of vaguely knew that, but I also don't get paid enough to dive into real-world religions on our podcast.
Pregnant women from Lilith and demons.
I'm just going to believe that to be true.
But it's just the circles themselves. I feel like humans have always kind of been fascinated by them. Okay. Like mathematically, when you look at a circle, we actually like can't define the exact circumference of a circle. We get really, really close, but because pi is a irrational number, then you can never actually find the end of. In theory, we never have. Anyways. I'm just saying that the circles, the neater the circle, the more powerful the spell. It's like I feel like that's geometrically, it's something that has always fascinated humanity to the ancient times about like.
Well, I'm gonna make a statement, so I'm giving a disclaimer first. The following information has not been researched. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. But if we assume that human beings are shitty, and we start with Judaism having circles for protection, isn't it weird that then those became satanic symbols in the other religion? I wonder what happened. Gee. I wonder why they're considered evil in one major group and good in another. Huh. That's it. That's the entire rant. Huh. Weird. Weird that ancient magics would be considered evil by the dominant socioeconomic group of the area.
In any event, like I say, circles, it kind of seems to be a universal thing that circles have been used in a lot of different places around the world.
I'm not
like
my
Wikipedia
point where
specifically mentions the Sumerians, Judaism.
I'm just gonna say that for the purposes of our discussion, focusing on like those three categories of magic circles that the circle themselves means something, magic circles that are part of a toolkit and mean something, and pure aesthetics is easier than trying to go too far into historical roots, because I would need you to do actual research and then present your research, and then I would grade it. Because yes, the origin of the magic circle is a great paper. I just
found it interesting.
That's a fantastic paper. Is where's the origin of the magic circle?
Oh,
I feel like there's hundreds of those online already too.
I don't think you'd be able to find the origin because circles are just.
Firmly disagree. I bet you if I pull up my college database right now, it'll literally find me the origin of the magic circle. So to hate on a lot of people right now, people love to say there's no answer to things that have answers because they don't have the answer. I feel like humanities history department have absolutely found the origins of the magic circle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my statement. Is
Are you looking it up right now?
It'll take me a minute to get to my database. Do-do-do-do. Probably not worth the struggle right now. But, like, yeah, just because you're like, oh, I don't know if anyone can know this. Someone knows this. That's it. We have
Fair
carbon
enough.
dating and we have records. Somebody somewhere knows this. Tragically, though, there's like 13 layers of authentication for me to get into any given university database. Unless you're meta, then you just steal the entire databases.
Horse Welfare Alliance of Canada.
The
Horse Welfare Alliance of Canada. For that pre-podcast discussion we had about horse meat.
Horse meat. Like, I just think it's a waste of a horse to not use it as a food supply, but I'm not curious enough to go out of my way to try it. You know what's... Do me a favor, though. Pull up just, like, any given AI and ask it where the magic circle originated. I want to see if the definitions match.
Okay, let's see. What is the origin of the magic circle? Okay, and it's to verify that I'm human to use this
Ironic.
AI. That's pretty funny. Okay.
So I have my answer.
It's thinking. It's a little circle.
So according to mine, it's Mesopotamia, Sumerion, and Babylon. But during the Middle Ages, the books of magic developed the idea further in texts associated with the Lesser Key of Solomon and Solomonic magic traditions. And then we have the Crowley thing I was complaining about later.
Copilot is taking a long time. But it's trying to be smart, so that's...
I mean, my fundamental point being the history of the magic circle is like actual research people have done with evidence. It is not just an unknowable factor of the universe. I still want to know who did the first Sudoku fireball. I want to know where that trope came from. Because Dragon Ball Z did not actually invent the energy blast martial arts move.
Why are you being so slow?
Well, whilst technology fails you in the background, do you think Berserk had a hard magic system and used magical circles?
Had a hard magic?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they definitely used glyphs. Like, Guts himself has that demon summoning glyph.
I think it's literally called the Mark of the Bastard because, God, they wanted to be edgy.
Well, Microsoft Copilot, you are failing me for being too slow.
Good.
It'd be faster just to research this myself.
Absolutely.
Ready.
But now that we're getting pretty far into the episode, well, I'm going to kind of raise the question a little bit. What are your favorite magic systems in anime and manga and video games? And then also Final Fantasy is definitely category 3 of random magic circles that mean fuck all. Every attack and summon's like, I'm going to put in a circle. Sure does look cool. Probably lifted it off a painting somewhere and traced it.
What is my favorite magic system?
This is where you'd be like Final Fantasy VIII's junction system.
No. Yeah. I'm not really sure.
I know my least favorite popular one is Harry Potter's random bullshit. It's just random bullshit. Yeah. Like, some spells require components, other ones are just swagger based, like
the death spell.
Yep. Or the Mother's Love protects you from the death spell.
Does Copilot actually come up with an answer? Copilot still doesn't have an answer. ChatGPT found an answer already, though.
And pretty much will probably match what I said of Cimmeria, then Renaissance, then Hermetic Order of Golden Dawn, now anime video games.
No, I just pulled from Wikipedia.
That'll do it.
Thanks, ChatGPT.
I will say, though, do you think World Trigger uses magic circles? Or glyphs?
No. No,
So
they don't.
here's what's kind of weird is, Yuma's power specifically takes all the trigger powers and turns them into glyphs, and they're little computer chips. I'm running under the assumption that every little computer chip is a series of glyphs that you put quantum through quantum to quantum to quantum to make the trigger.
Yeah.
So my argument is the triggers
I
of
mean, I
world
guess
triggers
maybe.
might actually in fact be over elaborate magic circles.
Yeah, I mean, for as detail-oriented as the author is, I'm pretty sure Trion just works.
Yeah.
It just does its thing.
Although
I don't think he's actually put that much thought into it.
It's hard to say. At the pace he's going, it could be completely mapped out. But he can only fit so many words of exposition per square foot, and he's used it all.
Oh no, he hasn't used it all, but he doesn't want to be Hunter x Hunter.
It's pretty close sometimes. Like, they literally just took a week off to monologue. Like, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do 50 chapters of us in a room talking.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there were slight non-talking sections, but it was mostly just talking.
Also, the single magic circle that shows up in Pokemon with the incredibly cursed Arceus cutscene that makes an egg.
Oh, the Arceus egg that makes
A level 1 Dialga.
one of your 3 legendaries from Diamond and Pearl.
Although, I need to talk about Star Ocean's magic symbols for a second. So in Star Ocean, which is a sci-fi RPG that has magic, they call it symbology, where it's just straight up magic circles. So in Star Ocean 1, they go to this planet with like medieval things and be like, they have magic, and then they like reverse engineer it using science. Like, oh, if you draw these circles, it does magic. And then you learn in Star Ocean 3 that the entire universe is a simulation, and the magic circles are you hacking the video game you're in.
Oh.
And they
okay.
then proceed to hack their way out of the video game and beat up the devs for just trying to delete their universe.
That's kind of amazing.
Like, that conceptually I love it. It's like we're in a sci-fi series, but there's magic circles, and we're like, we don't know with our science why these work, but we know they do work, so we've created a new study of science for it. And then it's, oh yeah, I'm literally hacking reality, because reality is a simulation. I'm like, that kind of works. Like, oh, the circle makes fire magic. Why? Oh, it's a dev command. Like, your video game character, you accidentally stumbled on / kick server, and then learned you have a spell to kill somebody. It's kind of great.
What is my favorite magic system?
It is funny that there was a Fullmetal Alchemist game on the DS that you can draw the circles on the bottom screen to use your spells on the top screen. It did not play well.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be super tough.
Well, while you think about it, I have to give you a mini tangent of the weirdest thing ever while I was playing a video game yesterday. So I'm playing the series Azure Striker Gunvolt, which were made by the Mega Man Zero team, because I didn't realize that team, after they lost the Mega Man license, proceeded to keep putting out Mega Man Zero-style platformers.
Okay.
Which is dope. So I'm playing this game, and one of the mechanics is when you get a high enough score, basically you get a high enough score, and a pop star that's like a spirit fairy thing comes on scene and sings your theme music, which gives you a power-up. In the boss battle of the second game, the villain steals away your music spirit fairy thing to power themselves up. And then while you're fighting it, the spirit's like, you know the words. You have to sing the song
Ah,
of your heart. And then it
all right.
activates the microphone on the because it was originally for 3DS, and apparently you were supposed to actually sing your theme song to drop the shield of the boss of the game. So I'm
Huh.
playing a Mega Man platformer, and the game's like, you know the words to your theme song, sing it to
Really?
defeat the boss of the game. And I'm like, what?
Row, fight the power.
Kinda, but I don't think you're quite grasping how absurd this is. You're playing a video game, a platformer, for several hours, and the final boss is like, now use the in-game microphone to sing the theme song to defeat the boss. That is insane! I can't even... I was so flabbergasted that I couldn't even conceptually understand that, like, I'm seeing this karaoke track in front of me, I'm like, it doesn't use this control normally. Like, that'd be like playing a racing game and it says, now under your seat you'll find a gun. Use the Duck Hunt gun to fight the final boss of Mario Kart. Anyway, not related, just crazy. And apparently I learned in the options, if you disable the mic input, there's just an alternate thing that plays if you don't have a mic. And I switched to that because I didn't feel like singing along the theme song at 2 in the morning in my apartment while my brother was sleeping. Anywho, your favorite magic system.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite magic system, but I'm very intrigued by this magic system in another webtoon comic I've been reading. I don't. It seems to me that Ikusai is just like almost everything on webtoon.
I'll give it a free pass right now because they're literally using it just so they get redirected to their series after people finish reading Solo Leveling. I hate it, but I get it. If someone told me the only way I can get my cyberpunk novel published is if the main character dies first and wakes up as a robot in a different world, I'd have to do it.
Fair enough. So the one magic system, I find it very, very amusing. They draw mana out into strings. And then they basically play the strings like a guitar to do their different spells.
That is fun.
Theory in general. If the world actually is made up of strings, and we can actually just like learn to play these strings to do weird magical things, that would be amazing.
That's really close to my hack the source code magic system.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know if that's where they were going with the whole strings thing, because then they're like, oh, the number of strings you can create denotes how easy it is for you to use magic, and stuff like that. But it's just like pretty. I find that interesting because obviously I haven't been doing the music for a long time, but I did go to university to be a high school band teacher, so.
Well, that's fair. Like, I will say, Fullmetal Alchemist's system gets so many points for being, like, intelligent. I don't know if it's my favorite one, but it's, like, the one I give is, like, an example of how to do it well. Which at Atelier, I have a lot of faith that it's going to continue to be a very good system. I do enjoy the symbology in the Star Ocean series of hacking the source code of the universe to blast people, but when they when they revealed the twist of, oh, you're in a simulation and you left the game,
You didn't like that?
Like, my favorite magic system's probably part 1 Naruto when it still followed rules. If you had X amount of battery life, and then you had to shape it either using hand signs or circles or things, or it could just directly spin it and hit somebody with it. I'm like, that was a good system when it had power limits. Boruto's magic system, random bullshit, is just, random bullshit. Although I'll always remember, me and you were watching Fullmetal Alchemist, Sacred Star of Milos, I think it was, and you watch these characters run into the circular room and be like, in this world, why would you ever run into a circular room? You know this world. Why would you ever willingly step in a round room? No. And you're so mad that these guards in this magic circle-based universe would run into a circular room.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
Fullmetal Alchemist, though, being the center of the citywide circle with his chessboard he was playing on in the background since, like, Chapter 3 is amazing. That was just a good bit. Did you ever read Magic Lume Incorporated?
Oh, yeah.
That one was
uses
awesome.
magic circles and glyphs.
Yeah, it was magic circles and flash drives.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're still releasing, like, every time they print a volume, I think they release the previous volume on Shonen Jump. So
I enjoy
I
it
don't know
for
how...
the record. That one's like a comfort read of mine. Also, Shonen Jump itself is kind of weak as shit right now. We should probably do a Shonen Jump rando, but it's going to be a very negative episode.
Dark Gathering, that one uses a lot of magic circles, although mostly just for summoning.
Like, using it as a summoning circle definitely does the whole, oh, we use this as a circle. So it's supposed to be like in the actual quote-unquote paganism mythology being like, the Wiccan mythology, the circle stops the demon from harming you, so the circle's not what summon it, you summon the demon in the circle. And that's where like a lot of the D&D, magical circle spell comes from. Because D&D just steals from religion's full heart, and now is pretending to be woke despite like it being the most imperially constructed thing imaginable. You know what started strong and I liked its magic system until it got stupid? A regular at the Magic Academy.
Oh.
Where it's like, I have this computer and I have that run my spells, which form a thing, but each person only has so much RAM for spells. You know, I was doing good until the guy had a nuclear bomb gun, which didn't break me. The resurrection gun broke me.
Well, I mean, what breaks me is just the fact that it's like he has some sort of limitation that's just not a limitation. It's like, yeah, he's not the best ever because he can't do everything, except he can just do everything because he has a magic gun that does what he needs it to do. You need to make a hole in the wall, it'll just make a portal hole in the wall. You need to blow up someone, you need to snipe someone from 100 miles away. He needs to fly. Like, his gun just does whatever he needs it to do.
What's funny is at the start of the show, too, they're like, because I don't have a spell, I'm going to use my 2 spell casting things, set an awkward timing to do a shriek pulse to cancel your spell. I'm like, ooh, that's clever. Can I have more of that?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm working on flight in my company because I'm also a CEO, but somehow I'm bullied. And here's my flight thing, and I'm like, why aren't you separate characters? Why are you a student?
Cool.
Why? Why is this military contractor walking nuclear bomb who can bring back the dead going to school? Like, why are you in a situation to be bullied? You have a nuclear bomb gun, can bring back... You are objectively more powerful than Jesus the Christ in feats. I didn't recall Jesus flying and nuking things. Like, I think that dude actually is, like, up there with, like, Zeus for canon shit he's pulled. And the premise is he's an underdog being bullied. Ugh.
Yeah, except for he's never...
I hate the bully the superpowered kid trope so much.
With that, do we have a random question of the week?
We do. I'm just seeing if there's any other Magic Circle-y things we want to talk about. Because I basically just did this episode to be like, Witch Hat Atelier is awesome. Fullmetal Alchemist is awesome. Sentenced to be a Hero is awesome. Legend of the Legendary Heroes is mixed. Potentially awesome. Skip the first episode of Legend of the Legendary Heroes. You just skip it. That's correct. Okay, you want to give any shout to awesome things people should read? Because we've mostly just said things that use magic circles well are awesome. We don't actually have an example of someone using the magic circles well and it not being awesome.
I mean, not in particular. Like I say, mostly what I've been reading right now has been webcomics on Webtoon. And as much as I enjoy them and they pass the time, I don't know how many of them are actually good. They just have lots of interesting concepts.
Which is fair. But with that, our random question.
It's the most random question. How much more random can a question be than the one we're about to get?
That is... once I find it.
Like, I don't know, what could be more random than if somebody was like, what's your favorite scent of Febreze?
I mean, that's a great random question, so I'm going to answer that one. My favorite scent of Febreze is like default neutral. Because of my brother's scent allergies, I like want the least scented Febreze, because if it like smells like a specific fruit, it'll probably kill him.
Ah.
So like Febreze scented is my answer.
I personally love Game, but yeah, most often we either get the Linen and Sky or just the basic whatever Febreze scent.
Let's see. What is your favorite chocolate bar?
My favorite chocolate bar.
That is our first question of the day. What is your favorite chocolate bar and why is it Kit Kat? That is specifically the question. So I have an answer to this one,
well,
and I'm going to twist it a bit. My favorite Kit Kat is green tea.
Ooh, that's a good point. There are different kinds of Kit Kats.
The wasabi one was impressively not bad.
Well, it was just oddly not spicy. I mean, it tasted like wasabi without the spice, which was weird.
It was weird, but I think I enjoyed it.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I like caramel. Especially if you have like s'mores. I know most people use like Hershey's for s'mores, but like a block of caramel on top of your s'more. Oh, the caramel, the chocolate, the marshmallow, it's so good.
That is fair. I don't know, like all my teeth are sweet teeth, so it's hard to give me a chocolate bar I don't want. A couple weekends ago, I decided to unlock tempering chocolate as a skill, and I did like chocolate covered strawberries and like 70% dark chocolate.
Okay.
That was delicious. But dark chocolate, there's a percentage. Like 50% dark chocolate, pretty good. 70% dark chocolate needs to be paired with something. Any more than that, Karl pancakes.
What? You mean my chocolate pancakes weren't your favorite chocolate bar?
They get mentioned in therapy.
Well, at least the raspberry chambord sauce was good.
The raspberry chambord is just delicious. But like, I almost picked that up the other day. I saw it on a shelf, and I'm like, this makes me think of Karl.
That's because it's probably the best liqueur ever made. Liqueur.
I'm not gonna make that claim. I'm not stupid. That like, sure, we can make all the hot takes we want about magic circles and anime. But if we start coming after people for what alcohol is objectively the best, gotta know our limits.
I'm just saying, if somebody says it's sourpuss, they are objectively wrong.
That is fair. So here's our second question of the day. And this one's a pretty lengthy one.
All right.
So, if you were in a classroom and we're teaching video game narratives, what is something that wouldn't be acceptable in the classroom because of either its content, gameplay difficulty, and things, but would have a narrative worth discussing? So basically, what's a game that has a really good narrative that you couldn't teach couldn't make people play as homework?
Sheesh.
Yeah, a game with a good narrative that you wouldn't make people play.
A game with a good narrative that I wouldn't make people play.
Or an interesting one. It doesn't have to be good, but it has to have something interesting about it.
Right.
Like, for example, I would make people play Final Fantasy VI. They can just suck it up. So that wouldn't count for this process, because it's like, that's actually a reasonable ask. What's not a reasonable ask, which isn't my answer, but a hypothetical answer, Final Fantasy VIII. Asking someone to play through 8 discs of a mediocre game of terrible writing because there's some interesting plot moments is not reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair.
Like, another example would be like Expedition 33's parrying combat would simply make it too hard for the average student to play through long enough to understand the plot of it.
Well, I mean, there's the obvious answer of Dark Souls being just too difficult a game for most players to actually play through.
Yeah, but I don't. Dark Souls plot is like such background. Like I'll accept that as your answer, but I want it to be something you've played.
Hmm. I have played a little bit of Dark Souls, but not much.
Right? Like ideally something you've beaten that you would like. I'm not gonna have other people play this, but I enjoyed it. Would be like an ideal answer.
Hmm.
Like, I'm gonna go like Ace, Another Century Episode 3, the game I played through entirely Japanese as giant robot crossovers, would just be completely unhelpful. I found a lot of it. Actually, I'm gonna go Super Robot Wars Original Generation 2. It has a lot of really cool ideas, but my god, am I never having somebody play through that. It is full of anime tropes, and those are poisonous.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I mean, I guess if we're going through that category, it's like, uh, well, I think this Fire Emblem games actually has been translated now, but like the Fire Emblem 4, I think it was for Super Nintendo, that game was a lot of fun, but actually getting it like patched into English and like, I don't know. There's also probably just like better examples of Fire Emblem games that have similar mechanics that are more modern. So it's like,
True, but the question was more about the story of it. Like, I don't. Fire Emblems are interesting. I personally think Three Houses probably had the best story because it was a lot of individual people's like upbringing and family and things like that. A lot of time to focus on that. Where I've definitely played some Fire Emblem games where I'm like, I could not tell you who anybody was or what their deal was. Like, I love Fire Emblem and the Sacred Stones, but its story does not resonate with me at all. Where Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, had a great story. I think that's my actual answer, actually, is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. People aren't going to just beat a Fire Emblem for homework.
Right. That makes sense.
This guy is a funny one. This guy had great writing.
You know, I feel like that's maybe I should that I feel uninspired by taking your answers, but this guy is actually a great answer. I mean,
I mean, if it
specifically
helps, I
this
stole
guy
your
is
answer for myself.
this guy a 3 for the 3DS. Or maybe it was just the regular DS. I don't remember, but
Might be the regular DS.
But like, it has so like the story itself is super fascinating. But me personally, I got sidetracked by all the different things you could do, and it's such an expansive game with so many options of things that you can do that it's like I don't think I would make someone play through that either. But it has such a funny and interesting story.
Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in and submitting your random questions this week. And I don't know, go draw a perfect circle and solve pi. Bye.
Bye.
It is true though that pi just works for intents and purposes, but doesn't actually work. But if we solve pi, it'll probably result in us cracking the world's source code and us escaping our simulation and having to go fight our devs.
Oh, that sounds like a hassle.
Yeah, I got things to do this weekend. I don't really have time for existential meltdowns. I have a paper to write.
That sounds like the end of the lone necromancer.
Ooh. Although, man, Star Ocean 3, where you attach a mana cannon to the back of a dragon to shoot down a spaceship, is still my favorite moment in gaming.
Yeah?
It's just so stupid. It's just so beautifully stupid. The chain of events that lead to you having to capture a dragon to put a magical cannon on its back. And the premise being like, oh, they're not going to expect attacks from below because they're a spaceship and we're in medieval Rome. Like, they'll never see it coming. It's like, it's true. No one in history has ever predicted dragon attack. Took down my spaceship as a plausible cause.
Yeah.